So whether we're a bit late to the party or not, we have got Pump Yo Up Son. He is going to be a beautiful Team of the Season evolution. I must admit, I've kind of done a lot of the evolutions just to actually get the card design in at the moment. We've got a 4-star, 5-star, 93 rated Son with obviously the finesse and press proven. Now, obviously, we are looking to get quadruple playstyle pluses in Team of the Season, so it does make evolutions a little bit redundant, but at the same time, I'm thinking, well, I mean, at least we're getting the double. Maybe we get the triple pretty quickly then. It kind of speeds up the evolution process quite a bit, because obviously the evolutions have been at least next, kind of not necessarily next door to the meta, but it most definitely is knocking on it. You tend to wait like an extra week or two and you've kind of got the next best thing in an evolution. Stats wise, we're looking pretty good across the board. Son's always been a fantastic player to evolve. Obviously has multiple versions in himself, so it's not as if this is the only version you can go for, but obviously if we were to look at him over on Futbin, you'll be able to see that we do have obviously the 94, Quick Step, and also Finesse. We have the 90 version, which is available for some evolutions, and then the 89s, and also the Informs. We've obviously got this version that can be evolved into the 93 as well, so if you wanted to do it with this, you could also do it there. So let's jump into him. We'll see how good he is in-game, and see really, is he available over any of the SBC cards we've got. Now, I must admit, the problem we have with any of these so-called evolution strikers is the fact that we've already got so many top-end SBCs, from your previous CR7 93 flashback to obviously then Henry, Eusebio, even then throwing in a bit of Drogba since then, and even now, oh, that's a great ball, even now getting the likes of Eto'o in there, and maybe not necessarily a brand new player, but most definitely still a fantastic source of goals if you really wanted it. So it is one of them things where I'm like, and then throwing in that, you've then obviously got the Strike Force Evo Beautiful, that was obviously like a 93. How was that offside? That was just outrageous in itself as well, and yes, he was most definitely a lot more expensive to do, but you've got it. So it's kind of one of them ones that you throw it in. Good goal, a 25k player versus the best of the best here. We're talking millions, so whether you've put him in or not is going to be an interesting point. Good ball. Oh, I went a bit too hesitant there. I really thought he might have bought his keeper out straight away there, unfortunately, but he did hold his nerve really well. But I would say that the main reason why I would be suggesting continuing with these evolutions is the fact that A, they are a little bit cheaper, that they've kind of really kind of numbed them down, and to be honest, I don't see them necessarily going too crazy on ratings for a little bit of time. So what I could see happening during the Team of the Season is potentially evolutions that focus more on the actual playstyle plus. So if we are getting SBCs that are getting 4 playstyle pluses and all of that, then potentially we do see kind of like with Son now getting, like, say maybe he goes up to a 94 at some point, whatever, but he gets a double playstyle plus increase, or he stays at a 93 but gets a triple playstyle plus. They are going to have to put them evos in there at some point, and realistically, if they're going for 6 to 8 weeks of Team of the Seasons that do have quadruple playstyle pluses already, then they're going to have to put the evolutions in relatively quickly, because like that, otherwise why would you do it? You'd just more than likely utilize all of the Team of the Season cards you're going to be getting from the amount of packs that we open. So evolutions would be made redundant. So naturally, that will be a thing that will happen at some point sooner than you can imagine. So that could be something they work on with not necessarily overall upgrades, but just get the playstyle pluses instead. So definitely worth still inputting these cards in, maybe not necessarily going for your brightest and best, because you might find a more like kind of base overall, so taking an 86 and giving them a quadruple playstyle plus, like we see with some of the bigger upgrades with obviously the likes of Strike Force and stuff like that, where it takes a card and goes massively higher, rather than taking a high rated card and making them even higher. But it could be worth having a look at the minimum. Just absolutely brilliant play. Where is Son? I see him. There he is. Ping that pass in. Okay, maybe not where I wanted it, but we still make it work. into his feet. Little one to CR7 goes on the outside, looking across goal, and again a great save from Oblak this time. Good interception. Little fake, little driven, beautiful. Good tackle, to be honest, from him. Little flare again. Oh no, I ran too far in. I wanted to touch on the inside there a little bit more. Over the top. Foot down. Little fake round, and Son with the finish. The kind of reason I go with Son is CR7 obviously was kind of one of the favourites amongst Gullit, and as much as, yes, like they are, wow, as much as they are fantastic players, I've done both of the SBCs for them, so realistically it wasn't necessarily the option for myself. Oh, that's a great turn. It wasn't my option for myself, so instead, I obviously went for the next best. But if you've ever used Son in the game, as high rated as you can get him, he's a fantastic card. He plays pretty much most positions that you need. You can play him on the wing if you really want. He can obviously go as striker and not necessarily be the strongest option you can go with, but he most definitely offers you an agile outlet that can shoot, has got that dribbling capabilities, the passing capabilities as well, which is nice, but he just offers you the whole package up front, which is always fantastic to have in game. Little Son, little flick up, cross goal, gone for the left foot. It's a solid finish. Get us up to 3-2. Now, do I think he's the best in this option? Now, I think if you've not done the Ronaldo SBC, which was the 93, I think it was moments. I don't know if it was a flashback, actually. I'll have to look at the card itself. But I think that one potentially had more potential. Get that ball. Can we go? Oh, imagine an overhead. But in terms of the Gullit, I think actually Son might be the better option, really, especially if you are trying to compare that to the 94 Gullit, which is an outrageous claim for most people. I mean, it is 10 times cheaper, so you can't really compare the two, to be honest. Oh, I was trying to get the ball across. You can't compare the two because you're looking at the difference between a million coin card with like, what, 25k evolution and a 3.7 mil SBC. I mean, like, they might as well compare the Team of the Year Mbappe to the Gold Mbappe. Like, it's just levels, to be honest. So that's kind of fair enough in itself. The CR7, at least, there's been a lot of evolution basis from him, so it's kind of understandable that there is so much that you could kind of compare with him. Obviously with Son as well, loads that you can do with him. This isn't the first time we could get him up to a 90 plus, but most definitely it's one of the better ones we've seen, especially into that 92 rating, which we more than... he's going to get that goal. That's going to be a great finish. And we are pretty much going toe-to-toe because this guy's obviously done that. That's a red card. This guy's done the 93 version, which is obviously the... well, I'm assuming it's the same evolution that I've got with, obviously, this Son. But it's the CR7 version, which is doing very, very well, as CR7 does, to be honest. Little link-up play. Can we do enough? Can we do enough? Oh, tried to get the finesse off. He did very well to counteract that. I was trying to get enough space to be able to get that finesse off, and he did very well to cut it off. But to be honest, I probably should have done better in that scenario, really. We had the field going. And again, it's a good challenge. Should have kept going behind. I think the one thing I have noticed from, not necessarily even just this evolution or Son, in fact, it's just you notice the difference between somebody like a million coin player, like a CR7 evolution, SBC that we've got, the flashback, the moments, whatever. You notice the difference between how much of a game changer or a kind of a finisher this sort of SBC, this sort of player is. And it's the same when I look at the likes of a Gullit, like the 94 Gullit is an absolute joke. Like he finishes the game for me. He wins the game for me. Whereas you see Son and he plays perfectly. And I think if I play well, he plays well. Obviously, if I can get the ball into him, he does well. He does all this stuff that he needs to. But It's never going to really change the game for me. Whereas you can see the CR7, just one moment he throws the ball in, he gets the right finesse, he gets the right fake, and it just works for him. So it is interesting seeing the difference between them sort of cards, and most definitely this evolution was never going to be a game changing forward like that. That's kind of like your strike force. That's that sort of player more so than anything. Get the CR7, just go for the hit. Oh, I was hoping to get a corner at the least. There's Son. Oh, we didn't set up right, did we? That would have been a beautiful finish as well if we just got what we needed. Little fake on the round. Little chip in. No, okay, we'll take the throw in. 71st minute. Need this big time moment to come in here, really. There it is. There it is. There's the moment. Gets it out of his feet. It's a lovely finesse, and it's exactly why I love a finesse shot plus on the edge of the box. You just can't lose that opportunity ever. Over him again. There's the finesse. It's a good save from Pope. Just trying to get enough on it to see if we could at least warrant a save from the goalie. Oh, that's beautiful. It's a great ball from Vinny. Little fake. Oh, goes on the inside, and that's it. That's game over. 85th, 6-4, and Son has done it. Beautiful on the inside. As soon as he thought CR7 was getting the ball, you knew you just had that cut in, and it was enough. It was enough to get it. And again, all the way. All the way, get the fake, little roulette, spin him on the inside, left foot. Oh, Pope might have saved the game if he can get this away. It doesn't look like he can, and he looks like he's done. He's defeated. He's absolutely done. Unfortunately, it's enough to warrant this. So if I was looking at the upgrade for Son then, there is so many different options you can go with. Obviously, I've gone with, I think a couple of Evos through the 87, I want to say. I'm pretty sure there's been so many that I got one like right at the start that managed to get him to like an 88 or something like that. So it kind of was started from there. I don't even know if he did get the upgrade. I think I just changed him into one of like these cosmetics. So it could have been just a stand-in straight from this 87 to pump you up. Now, I wish it showed you what he's kind of gone into, but unfortunately they haven't got that. So this is kind of the category that I've gone in. Now, obviously you can do this from the 88, I believe. I don't know if you could do it from the 89, which you can. From the 90, I think there's been a few that you can do from the 90. The Galazzo is going to be the big one. It goes up to 99 shooting, which is always fantastic. You will still end up with the press proven, which he already has got here. So in terms of the one I've personally done, I've gone with this one. Now, you definitely could have had multiple different Evos for him. You obviously could put him into Hawk as well first. And there has been multiple Evos that could have given him different playstyle pluses. I believe there was one with power shot. There was one with kind of I think a rapid. You've got obviously this one. So you could have put him into a 90 and then into another one. But there's been lots of different Evos for him. Now, obviously, when we do look at the pump you up, it's not necessarily going to be the correct version anymore because obviously we've kind of weighted and there's a few different ones in. It depends what people are looking for, but obviously you've got the likes of CR7, a bit of Cruyff, Hullet, Carragher throwing himself in there in terms of an SBC, which is fantastic, and loads of other options you could go with, Rashford being another fantastic one. So in terms of Son, I just think he's one of them players that does get a bit kind of underrated a little bit with it, and he most definitely is a fantastic player you can use. He is just reliable across the board. Stats-wise has always been fantastic. Shooting-wise has been a goal scorer machine every single time. Now, you obviously could go for this, and I would suggest the engine, which I believe is the same for my version, is you want to go for the engine just to add that A controlled lengthy, which is always nice, but then also to just gain that agility balance, as to be honest, he's not got the greatest agility balance. Even on my version, as you'll see, the 85 and 77 just needs that little bit of a boost, which is what he gets here. So he gets a good amount of passing. Obviously the shooting's already fantastic, and it still puts him into a very good category. He will be an interesting one to see where the next Playstyle Plus goes. I would suggest kind of waiting out now until you get a quick step or rapid, and that's kind of Son done then, really. I don't know whether he's done enough in terms of in-game to really warrant a team of the season. I could imagine he'll be in and around it. Maybe he gets a Moments or an SBC. I think that could be a great place to start with him, so it might inundate this, it might outdate this card very, very quickly. But I think it's worth at least acknowledging that Pump You Up is a decent evolution with the team of the season evolution. I think that personally is the one that I want to get in there just before we get into the absolute onslaught of all of the team of the season reviews. So if you are waiting for them, make sure you do like and subscribe on this, and we will be getting the team of the seasons as soon as it comes out this Friday.